Travyon Martin, Sabrina Fulton, and Tracy Martin. We have but a few announcements to make at this time because we're going to talk a lot during the rally for justice for Travyon Martin. We have been asked to respond to the Sanford Police Chief temporarily stepping down. We with you, but we want to make an official comment on the issue. Also, we're joined by Ben Jailers, NAACP President. As it relates to Chief Lee temporarily stepping down, we feel that is inconsequential to the issue at hand. Tracy Martin and Sabrina Fulton has wanted one thing and one thing only, and that is the arrest of George Zimmerman for the murder of Travyon Martin in cold blood. We met with this department today, and even though we are happy that there will be federal oversight involved in this tragedy, in this very unnecessary killing of this teenager who only had a bag of Skittles, while George Zimmerman had a 9mm gun. The investigation can go on and on. What we want is an arrest of George Zimmerman today. Okay. Now, one second. Chief Lee had his opportunity to do the right thing. Now all the eyes of the world are watching the state attorney. Is he going to arrest George Zimmerman, or is he going to just keep passing the buck? Y'all tell them very clearly, state attorney, Norm Wolfganger, you have to arrest George Zimmerman. We don't want to hear nothing else. Right now, I want to give to you a true leader in the stance for right. When I called him, he didn't waver nor vacillate. He didn't have to hesitate. He got involved day one when we called. He answered the bell. You all know who I'm talking about. The courageous leader, Reverend Al Sharpton. Let me say, we're going to start the rally at 7, but we wanted to come out and answer that we did not come here a temporary leave of action. We came for permanent justice. Arrest Zimmerman now. That's what this rally is about. Investigate the entire police department from top to bottom. We don't need temporary relief. We need permanent change. 7 o'clock, we're going to start this rally. I got the news this morning, leaving New York, that my mother had passed. One of me said to don't come. But the other side of me said, my mother raised me to stand up for justice. My mother would have been ashamed of me if I wasn't here tonight. This mother has to bear her son. That's unnatural. It is natural, even though it's painful, for me to bury my mother. My mother raised me to stand with mothers and daddies like that. And in her name, I'm going to fight justice. Now, if I can have your attention, please, and I want y'all really to give us your undivided attention, because at this time, we're going to have Mr. Sabrina Fulton and Mr. Tracy Martin make a brief comment to you in reference to their response of the chief stepping down.
I thank God for being here, and I thank God for you being here. I think since the chief has stepped down, it's a temporary relief, so we need a permanent relief. I still say we need our rest. Thank you.
And I want to share with you, last night, even though we're here in Sanford, Florida, we were in Reverend Shelton's backyard in New York City. And I want you to know that the people of New York let Tracy and Sabrina know that the Travyon Martin movement for justice is just not here in Florida. It is in New York City. It is in Los Angeles, California. It is in London, England. And it's going to keep growing until they arrest, prosecute, and convict John Zimmerman.
And we've got some breaking news. We'll keep our eye on what's happening in Sanford, Florida, but we've got the results from the coroner in Los Angeles.
Justice for Travyon.
Whitney Houston. Let me tell you what they're saying. Number one, manner of death, accident. The final cause of death of Whitney Houston, drowning, and the effects of heart disease and cocaine use. How this injury occurred: she was found submerged in a bathtub filled with water and cocaine intake. Breaking news. At this time, the LA County Coroner has released their findings in the investigation into the death of musical icon Whitney Houston. The manner of death is accident. The cause of death is drowning, and the effects of both heart disease and cocaine use. Also, this is from the toxicology. Cocaine and metabolites were identified and were contributory to death. Marijuana, Xanax, Flexeril, Benadryl were identified but did not contribute to the death. Also, an important finding here: no trauma or foul play is suspected. It is anticipated that the final coroner report will be available for release within 2 weeks. So this is their preliminary release of what they found after determining the toxicology and doing the autopsy. But again, no trauma, no foul play, accidental death, but that cause of death, drowning, heart disease, and cocaine. Those are the findings of the LA County Coroner. This information just being released tonight, just in my hands. If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news tonight in the Whitney Houston death investigation is that we have finally gotten the results of the toxicology. Once again, in her system, cocaine and metabolites were identified and were contributory to the death. Okay, so they're saying she had cocaine in her system, and the cocaine was a part of the cause of her death, which is accidental. They also said there were other things found in her system, but those other things that were found there did not contribute to the death.
So why won't they legalize marijuana?
Xanax, Flexeril, Benadryl. And it's important here that there's no trauma or foul play. So, did she fall? Did she bang her head? No, none of that happened. It's being deemed an accident, drowning. So the question is, how did the cocaine intake and the drowning play off of each other, and how did that impact the heart disease that they also found? It's sort of a mixture. It's not one thing. It's contributory factors. So you're not looking at this and saying, hey, she slipped and fell. inside the bathtub and she drowned. No, they are saying that cocaine also had a role in the death of Whitney Houston. But it's important, no foul play here. We know she's in the hotel room. There's other people there. But the coroner has determined that it's not foul play. It's an accident, manner of death. You know, it's either accidental, it's suicide, it's homicide. In this case, it is an accident. That means there will be no criminal charges in this case. Now, coming up tonight on HLN Special Report, we'll speak to our own experts. We'll bring in a medical examiner to give a little bit more depth to this. I'm not a doctor, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just an attorney, but I've seen plenty of reports like this. Once again, if you're just joining us, the